Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome to the Wasteland 3 Alpha. It's been 3 years since the original crowdfunding campaign, and not only do we finally have our hands on the Alpha, but this marks the beginning of the final stretch before the game comes out in early 2020. Of course, I am getting ahead of myself. Today, we're just exploring the limited Alpha, which, from what I understand, is essentially identical to the demo they're currently showcasing at Gamescom. It's unfinished, it's unoptimized, and obviously it has very limited content to offer, but still, it should give us a pretty good idea of what the devs are going for. That said, let's get started. Bring the Patriarch's son, Victory, back to him, alive. Unfortunately, Victory has captured some of your fellow Rangers and retreated to the former resort of Aspen. Your mission is to make your way to his mountain hideout and confront him. Sure, sounds simple enough. Let's get to it. Okay, so this is the world map interface planned for the final game. It's pretty limited at the moment. There's only one place we can actually go, so we'll head for Aspen and enjoy the scenery.
This is Corporal Riley Woodson, Team November, out of Arizona, broadcasting on all Desert Ranger channels. Does anyone read me? Buchanan, the Patriarch's crazy-ass son, is holding me and my team captive. You need to come get us, but be careful.
Aspen. This snow-filled resort used to be the home of the 100 Families elite. That was before the psychotic Victory Buchanan and his crew of drugged-out breathers showed up. Now, I know this is just an alpha, but I really do hope that the world map opens up quite a bit before we get to the final game. That was pretty much just a canyon leading from point A to point B. Victory and his breathers have turned Aspen into a horror show. Death lurks around every corner, with the lives of the captured Rangers hanging in the balance. Use your skill and strength to find Victory, and to resist killing him once he's in your grasp. Well, I'll certainly see what I can do, but I can't make any promises.
Okay, listen up. I'm not exaggerating when I call his people insane. Breathers, he calls them. Constantly breathing crazy gases from their tanks. Nearly everyone up here will kill you on sight. So take it slow.
I'm actually pretty sure that Woodson is the radio operator from Wasteland 2. Nice to see him making a return appearance. I do have to wonder why he has access to a radio if he is, in fact, captured. But I guess we've got other things to worry about at the moment. Of course, before we do anything, let's have a look at our squad. Now, sadly, this is just a limited alpha, so we can only actually access the Inventory and Attributes tab. We can't actually see the skills, perks, map, mission log, or fame and reputation. I also can't help but notice that the crafting button is completely gone. I don't know if that's just temporary or if they've decided to drop that feature entirely. I suppose we'll have a better idea once we get our hands on the beta later this year. Anyway, let's have a look at our equipment. First up, we've got Shellshock, who is basically the de facto squad leader. He's got the leadership skill as well as explosives, and he's equipped with a set of medium trooper armor, fully automatic weapons, and a handful of grenades. Then we've got Doc Nails, our designated combat medic. He's lightly armored, but pretty heavily armed, rocking both a machine gun and a Sabot rocket launcher. As our medic, he's also toting the lion's share of the squad's medical supplies. Then we've got Banshee, who was briefly showcased in the latest combat trailer. She's a pretty standard sniper, equipped with light armor, a 50 cal sniper rifle, and a semi-auto handgun. Though she's also our designated pet keeper, since she's got the animal friendship skill, and she comes standard equipped with our only automated turret. And finally, we've got Scotchmo, our resident hobo, who doesn't come with any starting armor, so we'll have to find him something as quickly as possible. Especially since he is not only designed for close quarters combat, but he's our only thief. That just really feels like poor planning on our part. Aside from that, we've got an assortment of spare ammo and utility items, which I believe are fed right into our belts as we use them. And we've got these things, safe crackers. These are basically consumable items that we need if we want to open high-value safes. Alright, let's get back to it. A pile of 100 Families vacationers. Looks like their leisure time was cut short. There's that Wasteland humor. Okay, so we've got a whole slew of cultists blocking our path. Let's get a good look at them here and see if we can find a good spot to ambush them from. When enemies get close enough, you can actually see their perception range. That's actually very similar to the way they handle things in Mutant Year Zero. As long as we stay outside of that red zone, we should be fine. It's also important to note that the perception range doesn't extend to higher or lower elevations, so once we've got Banshee up on this tower here, we shouldn't have to worry about her being spotted. Oh, we've also got a random fox. Hey there. Anyway, I can't help but notice that we've got a pretty big cluster of cultists right in the center here. I think our best bet is to hammer them with area weapons. We'll also bring Scotchmo around the side to flank, but we will need to be very careful with them. Come on. And here we go. Now this should be pretty intuitive. For the most part, these are standard turn-based tactics rules. Again, fairly similar to Mutant Year Zero. First things first, we need to hammer those guys with grenades and rockets. Nice. Looks like that took out 2 of them. Let's see if Banshee can finish off the rest.
Brave thieves!
Very nice. Oh, and you'll also notice that Precision Strike has now finished charging. though it's very fickle. It's also worth noting that Banshee is one of the 2 characters in our party with special abilities, in this case based on her animal friendship and, sniper skills, I guess? Anyway, we'll just keep it simple for now. Oh, as you've noticed, it appears that Precision Strike is charged on a per-weapon basis, and the simple act of changing our weapon has caused us to lose our charge. I'm not sure that's working as intended. Next up, let's bring in the Kodiak. Now, I've actually got a couple of comments here. First of all, we can actually operate this thing like it's a normal unit, though the animation needs some work. There's no real weight behind it. Second, I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of natural choke points on maps to prevent us from overusing it. It also seems odd that we can control this thing, even though we don't have any of our rangers actually driving it. I'm assuming that's something that'll change in future builds, but for now, I'm happy to take advantage of it. Let's see if we can pick off this guy here.
Vile, monstrous car!
Alright, well, that was a solid hit, but we need to actually start finishing these guys off. Oh, so close. Well, a bit of a waste, but
Grave thieves!
there we go. Okay, let's see if we can have Scotchmo flank and kill this breather. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna regret that. Hold on. Duck Nails has way more action points than he should. I have noticed that characters sometimes get bonus action points when they finish off a target. I'm not sure what actually triggers it, though. Back in Wasteland 2, you could actually gain bonus action points if you had a high enough luck, but that's obviously not the case here. It could be the effects of some sort of perk. Since we can't actually access that tab, there's no way to know for sure. Alright, well, let's see what happens.
You thieves! Cut, hurt, bleed!
Huh, okay. Well, they definitely took a solid hit there, but that could have been a lot worse. Yeah, I think we've got this. That's one down. Now let's pick these other guys off. Okay, Banshee can't do anything. Well, they're both hugging cover, which makes them hard to hit, so we'll just take the RNG out of it. There we go. Let's bring up the Kodiak and just run this last guy over.
Rest in pieces.
And it is done. Oh, it is worth mentioning that it's a little cheesy, but you can't actually cause friendly fire when moving your own vehicle. Your guys will just automatically move out of the way. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Oh, very nice. Right off the bat, we've got an almost full set of armor. RadTech Armor. DARPA's mandate was to create the ultimate hazardous environment suit. They succeed, little knowing that the suits would become powerhouses of the 22nd century battlefield. Plus 10 armor, plus 50% resist to burning, and minus 0.2 combat speed. RadTech Helmet. The dome is so tough you almost don't mind the claustrophobic space, the restricted vision, or the unplaceable smell. Plus 3 armor, plus 25% resist to burning, minus 0.1 combat speed, and minus 6% hit chance. I think that's actually better than what we've got on Shellshock. Oh, again, it is worth mentioning here that most loot drops are actually semi-randomized. These enemies do have preset armor and equipment, but there's only a set percentage chance that they'll actually drop each item when you actually kill them. That also extends to containers, though some containers, like weapon and ammo crates, as well as rare safes, do have preset loot caches. Let's have a look at that armor. Okay. Well, it's definitely a step up from what Shellshock is wearing, but I think Scotchmo actually needs it more. Looking good there, Scotchmo. Alright, let's see what else we've got here. Now, this is our first locked container. We can bring up the lockpicking skill with the drag-down menu, but if we have our whole party selected, then our best lockpicker, in this case Scotchmo, will automatically attempt the skill check for us. It's also worth noting that non-combat skill checks are hard-gated now. No more save scumming your way past a difficult lock. Spaz 12. Aside from being French, this is a very good shotgun. Wow. Okay, well, Scotchmo is our designated hobo with a shotgun, so let's have a look here. Yeah, that's a pretty solid upgrade. Bit of a rocky start, but things are really turning around for Scotchmo. Okay, well, we definitely can't open that thing. Like I said, skills are hard-gated now, so you either have a high enough score or you just don't. Though, you do still have a bit of flexibility with things like trinkets. It does beg the question, though, of why they would include level 9 lots in a demo where you can't actually improve your skills. Especially given that most of the skill checks we have seen tend to be more in the 5 to 7 range. Oh well, let's get back to it. Enforcer. Dependable and accurate at range. No one has anything bad to say about the Enforcer. Not like the Spaz 12, huh? Well, that looks like another solid upgrade, but we will have to double check real quick. Oh. Okay, so it does more damage per shot, but the Max 17 actually gets twice as many shots per burst. Ah, and it uses 45 caliber rounds, which we don't actually have a lot of. Yeah, we've got plenty of 9mm rounds, so I think we're better off sticking with the Max 17. Oh, and there's our first audio tape.
Experience the pinnacle of luxury at the breathtaking Summit Ski Resort and Lodge. Board our motor coach in downtown Aspen for a secluded mountain getaway in one of our cozy, rustic cabins. Spend the day on one of our private slopes, and then retire to our Swiss-style chalet for an après-ski cocktail or a warm cup of cocoa. Enjoy live music at the Edelweiss Lounge, or unwind in our indoor pool and sauna. Ski season is almost here, so book your stay today at the Summit Ski Resort and Lodge.
Sounds nice. We'll check that out in a second. Pulse rifle. Not every new plasma cutting tool is adapted into a weapon, but this one was. Actually, most are. Okay, so this is obviously our first energy weapon, and as I suspected, they have removed the energy weapon skill. Instead, these weapons now use whatever skill is most relevant to their form. In this case, it's obviously a rifle or submachine gun. Anyway, let's have a look at that generator there. Looks like Banshee has the repair skill.
Hiya, Rangers! I heard Daddy told you to call on me. God!
Who was that doodle bird?
That is a good question. Obviously we had some sort of audio glitch there, but that's fine. That guy did sound pretty annoying. Oh my. A happy sight made of very sad victims. We're supposed to be taking this guy alive, right? Wow, we're almost at the 30-minute mark already. Well, we'll push on a little farther. Oh, but before we do, this is a power conduit. We actually saw a couple of these things in the trailer, but it turns out that the flashing lights just indicate that it is both active, as well as what direction the power is flowing. So yeah, it's used to disable traps, turrets, alarms, and to power up the occasional computer. It's a little garish, but at least it does serve a purpose. We've got a guard ahead, but because he's up on the second floor, we don't actually have to worry about him spotting us. Prairie Punch. Set yourself free.
Looking for the way out, Rangers? Well, well, well. Like I tell all my guests, if you've got what it takes, you can leave anytime you want. Just follow the signs.
Sounds legit. Clearly, we can trust this man. Crystal clear. These amazing tablets immediately remove any current negative effects acquired from substance abuse. Except shame. Interesting. I'm not sure the alpha actually includes any chems, but that's still very intriguing. Alright, so we can go fight our way through those guards, or we can deal with whatever this nonsense is. I guess we'll try the obstacles first. Take the heat. No thank you. Dangling bodies have been hung over the fireplace with care. Lovely. Okay, well, we've obviously got a pretty basic puzzle here. Looking at this conduit, we can turn off this flamethrower by standing on that panel over there. But if we stand on that panel, then it will also power whatever this thing is. Let's give it a shot and see what happens.
The question you have to ask yourself is, you have a burning desire to be free? Are you on fire with purpose? Or just on fire?
Wow, I do...
I'm too flammable to go in there. Or is that inflammable? Well, anyway, you gotta turn them off.
Thank you, Scotchmo. You are actually the only person in our squad who's fireproof. Well, let's try this thing next. Ah, okay. Now we just have to move off that panel to shut down the other flamethrower. Yeah, that was easy. If you're going to eat the rich, make sure they're properly cooked. Alright guys, you might be laying it on a little thick there. Make the cut. Okay, looks like a basic button sequence.
Now let's see if you can cut it in a high-stress environment.
Yeah, I hate you. Just want to get that out there.
Is someone there? Please, if someone is there, help me. Help me die. I've been here for, I think, the sunset 3 times.
Yikes, that's pretty rough. Alright, let's have a look at this guy. A large gash runs from his belly button to his rib cage, most likely from the spinning blades nearby. If there was ever any hope to save his life, it evaporated once the gangrene took hold. Wow, that is pretty grim. So we've got a basic moral quandary here. We can either euthanize this guy, or Or we can kill him. I feel like suffocating him would be worse. It's a slow death. At least if we throw him in the blender, it would be quick. Well, you're dead either way, so... You pick up the man's dead weight and heave him toward the switch. And the spinning pillar of blades.
That fellow okay? He seems a mite sickly.
Oh, it's so hard making these tough human resource decisions, isn't it?
You suck. Alright, Rangers. We did some good work here. Moving on. Like a Cobb salad made of people. How many people lived here? Well, let's get the rest of these things shut down. What the?
Tricked you! It's like one of those trust building exercises, only, you know, in reverse.
You know what? That is more of a moral quandary than what we did with the dying guy. We're supposed to be here to take victory alive, but I really just want to shoot him in his stupid face.
Now it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, Rangers. Can you compete? I know, they're not dogs. I couldn't get dogs, okay? Bear with me.
Okay, so... This puzzle is to open a cage and get eaten by bears. Cunning. Let's have a look around. Rabbits and graves. Seems about right. Human skull. A grim reminder of where we all go. My God, someone put bodies in these graves. Oh, and landmines, I guess. They could really do a better job of letting me know when I'm playing with explosives. Red Ryder range model air rifle. Has a compass in its stock and a mysterious inscription. Alwa Naski Korliri Das. Well then. Sadly, we have not yet found a decoder ring, so that inscription will forever remain a mystery. Seriously though, I suppose it just wouldn't be a Wasteland game if they didn't sneak the Red Ryder in there somewhere. More skulls. Skulls for the Skull Throne. Ah, now this looks much more promising. Auto-Volver. A rare advanced form of revolver with a fast fire rate and a massive frag-off silhouette. Well, at a glance, that actually looks like a pretty solid handgun. Yeah, that is a pretty solid upgrade. We don't have a lot of ammo for it, but it's a lot easier to conserve ammo with a handgun than it is with a submachine gun. Cold Comfort. The freezing chamber processes normal shells into squared-off ice cubes that slam their target with cold death. 25% chance to apply frozen. I've got questions about the science behind that, but, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay. Lower rate of fire, but yeah, let's give it a shot. Chemtech Chest. A sophisticated medical suit married to a military combat frame. This armor will help you dish it out, and then patch you back up afterwards. Plus 10 armor, plus 25% resistance to poison, minus 0.4 combat speed. No actual healing effect, though. Chemtech Helmet. A computer voice in the helmet provides an update on your physical status every 30 minutes. It cannot be disabled. Plus 3 armor, plus 50% resistance to poison, minus 0.2 combat speed. Interesting. Chemtech Legs. There's a control near the groin labeled Auto Catheter, and you're afraid to touch it. You know what? That's a good call. Okay, well, Scotchbo needs pants, and I'm sure that's not the first time someone's told him that, but, I would like to keep that whole set on a single person. That way they'd be completely immune to poison. This does seem to be a slight upgrade over what Shellshock is wearing, so let's go ahead and give it to him. Whoops. Shiny. Alright, let's check out that valve over there. Oh.
Oh, Rangers! I'd be mad if that wasn't such a badass explosion!
Well, not quite the result I was expecting, but yeah, we'll take it. Ah, the bear cub survived. That's rather conspicuous. Oh, we've got a trap. Again, they could definitely be doing a better job of letting us know where some of these things are. Hey, buddy. Sorry about your parents. We do have that animal whisperer skill, so we might as well put it to use. In fact, we could have probably recruited the fox or rabbits we already encountered, but this guy looks like he can probably fight better. Welcome aboard, Growler. Alright guys, moving on. You're a winner. Oh, well, thank you. Let's see what we won. We've got a generator over here. Ion Beamer. Its atomic beams scour targets like a sandblaster. Gruesome when applied to faces. 5-shot bursts, and a 25% chance to apply shocked. Now that sounds like something we can use. yeah, that's another solid step up. We'll just have to make sure we keep track of our power cells. Oh, okay. We've got a bunch of people waiting for us over here, including a Nox bomber and Frederico. We've also got a couple of heavy turrets and... oh my. That is a walking rotary saw. Delightful. Alright, now, we could go ahead and fight these guys, but I'm actually pretty sure that that is where victory is waiting for us, so let's shut down those turrets, and I'd actually like to double back and check the path we skipped. Man, even without the turrets, that's still going to be a pretty big fight. Nothing to see here. Your turrets just screamed and exploded. We'll be on our way. It's hard to tell how many 100 families' victims were digested, but these guys didn't go hungry. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to justify not killing victory at this point. Anyway, my throat is acting up a bit, so let's hit the pause button and I'll process out this episode. Then we'll pick up here next time as we check out that other path, take on Frederico, and then decide what we're going to do with victory. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Wasteland 3, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, the official Facebook page, the official Twitter feed, the FanRun wiki, or the original crowdfunding campaign over on Fig. Links are in the description.